All right, Majo. So what are we going to be talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about what is UDL, which most of you have maybe already heard of it. The UDL key principles, the representation. We're going to give examples of representation, action and expression, and engagement so that you can see how we can mix Edpuzzle with UDL. And also we're going to be talking about the guidelines 3.0 update and the Edpuzzle amazing student projects.
All right, but before we start, we wanted to ask you, what is the first word that comes to your mind when you hear UDL or Universal Design for Learning? Can you share on the chat if you hear UDL? What is the first word that comes to your mind? Okay, framework, inclusion, accessible,
Inclusivity, equity,
equity,
everyone.
everyone, good, barrier,
Differentiate, diversity,
inclusion.
unity.
You go, Majo.
I'm sorry, we were talking at the same time. I'm sorry.
No, go
I was
ahead.
reading out loud. Diversity, differential instruction. UDL, it's part of, like a little bit of every of everything they're saying. Design, worldwide, inclusion for all learners. What do you think? It's a little bit of all of them, right?
Yeah, I mean, I love the sample that we're getting. Flexibility, that's a good one, but I think inclusive, it would be a really good one. Diversity, like there are not wrong answers here, and you guys are doing great. All right, so this is a way to describe very shortly what universal design learning is, and it's a way of teaching that makes learning accessible to all students, no matter their abilities, learning styles, or needs.
Perfect. So now we're going to be talking about the UDL 3 key principles. And the first one is representation. And representation is the what of learning, right? We need to provide content in different formats, like, for example, text, audio, video, captions. Now with slides or quizzes, there are different ways of showing the content to support the diverse learners that we have in our classroom, right? And obviously they have different ways of receiving the information and understanding the information. So that's why we need to have different formats of showing the content.
The second principle is action and expression, and this is the how of learning. So allow students to show their understanding in different ways: writing, speaking, creating videos. What about the third one, Majo?
So for engagement, this is the why of the learning. So this keeps our student motivated with choices, like they have to make choices in different parts of the learning, to have interactive elements, which Edpuzzle has, and flexible pacing. So because we all know that we all learn in different ways and in different paces. So for example, me, I'm a slow learner. So I really need to, like take my time to learn. And obviously, and most important, emotions are crucial, are crucial in this principle.
So before we go ahead with this presentation, the way that we have done it is we are going to show you different Edpuzzle settings and options that we have when we create a video. And we are gonna make a relationship with one of the UDL guidelines. So you are gonna see that connection, and then after we say the theory, we are gonna do a quick demo, and we are gonna show you actually in Edpuzzle where you can use those settings or options to make make the information accessible for everyone. And the first one is closed captions. This is this my part? Yes. This is related to the first principle, that is representation. Okay, so the student can represent information in different ways. And more specific is going to be the 1.2, offer alternative for auditory information. So we have another question for you to answer in the chat, please. Why is it important to provide text-based alternative for spoken content in the classroom? I will repeat the question. Why is it important to provide text-based alternative for spoken content in the classroom. Instead of just talking, we are going to give them also the option for them to read. Why is this important to offer this option? To
Stella
meet the...
says to meet diversity needs.
Thank you, Stella.
What else? Oh my God. Okay. They say varied reading abilities differentiation for students who struggle with auditory learning. Everyone learns differently. Visual learners to provide for all learner styles or all learning styles. Sorry. To improve reading, to ensure all students have access to content. Language barriers. Learning styles, visual learners. We have different answers here.
I know, those are great.
Oh, learner diversity, yeah, but most of them are diversity, visual learners.
I like what Pamela was saying is when you are learning a language, it's easier to read it than actually listen to it to understand.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so yeah, you guys are totally right, and with this principle and this guideline, and also the closed caption is gonna help a student who are hard of hearing of English or another language. But imagine that someone who is learning English, so if we support closed caption, that is gonna help a lot. And as someone said in the chat, when you are learning a language, it's easier to read it than just try to listen and understand it. And also provide test-based alternative for a spoken language in case there is also like if they have any hearing impediment, if there is any student who cannot hear because of whatever reason, they can also read this information.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yes, Lourdes, I like you. Sorry, Majo.
Yeah, I was reading. No. I was reading the chat also. Okay, audio notes and feedback. This feature is part of the representation. Specifically, the guideline 1.3 offer alternatives for visual information. So, another question for you: what are the benefits of providing instructions orally?
Now
What
it's
do
a
you
little
think?
bit now it's the opposite. Instead of just giving the question so the student can read it, is the option of providing also like you are recording yourself as a teacher and the student can hear you.
Yeah, Selena says orally helps those who are auditory. Oh, I lost auditory learners. For auditory learners, help struggling readers. Exposure to different accents when learning languages, definitely, Anna. For oh my God, wait. Auditory learners, giving direction in multiple ways. Helps practice with learning new languages, adding tone to reflect important points perfectly. I mean, yes, some students like oral instructions instead of reading. Definitely, like this is. I mean, all of the answer are correct. I mean, I understand what I read better when I say it out loud. Definitely, Pamela. That happens to me too. I read out loud. That's why Jesus and I always interrupt ourselves because we always read out loud. It's easier
Yes,
for us.
thank you. I love how everyone is answering in the chat. Thank you so much. Majo, I have already put what we wrote. Would you like to share?
Yes, of course. So the audio notes and feedback would help us support students with reading difficulties, like some of you said, by providing verbal instruction and explanations. Adding questions with voice notes can support students with visual impairments, as it allows them to hear the content instead of relying solely on solely on reading.
Okay, so this is this is another thing that you can do in Edpuzzle. We are gonna show you later how you can also not showing the question like by typing, but you can actually record yourself reading the question. And that is another advantage, you know, especially with the little kids, they love hearing their teacher's voice. So that's also it's gonna increase their motivation.
Definitely. And you know what? This is the most simple way to offer our students content in more than one format. So we have text, we have audio, we can add visuals. So I mean, we have all the options.
Mhm. Okay, this one is very similar. It's audio or text, but in this case, it's responses. So in this case, we are giving this is gonna be the principle number 2, action and expression. So we are gonna give the students the possibility to express themselves in different ways. So give the student to choose, yeah, their understanding. In this case, we are gonna give them the two options. With open-ended questions on Edpuzzle, we are gonna give the option to type their answer, but we are also gonna give them the option to record themselves. We can do that with open-ended question and also in the student projects, which we are gonna be talking about them later on. Okay, yes, I like this question. I always do it in my trainings. Let's see, what are the benefits of allowing students to answer with audio? What can we get from the students? What are the benefits? What are the advantages of allowing the students to answer with an audio note? Okay, awesome. I love it, Stormy. Easier for them. Yeah, it may be easier, depending on the student. Engage to speak up. Some students express better verbally than written, totally. Practice speaking. It doesn't matter the language. If it is your first language, you are practicing your public speaking skills. And if you are using like a second language, like it's myself, is my case, this is like a really good way to practice speaking. And it's a very easy way for teachers to check their speaking, because sometimes it's very difficult to control that, to check or to evaluate their students' speaking skills. However, here you are going to have an audio note that you can check their fluency, their vocabulary, their grammar, their pronunciation. So it would be great for all of these purposes. Thank you so
And
much.
also, sorry to interrupt you, Jesus, just one comment that Judith said. You can sense their enthusiasm and confidence through the audios. So that's a good one too, because we were talking about SEL. You can definitely take that into account with the audio notes and responses.
I like this one also from Susan, like give the students the confidence and practice like for those class discussions.
Totally.
Yeah, we put here some of the benefits: support diverse learners, reduces barriers, boosts student voice, increases engagement, build the communication skills. I think that is a really important one.
Now we have the multiple attempts. This is not as new, but we have the multiple attempts in now video lesson, quizzes, and presentations. And this is for the principle number 2, action and expression, specifically the guideline 5.2, use multiple tools for construction and composition. So now a question for you. What are the benefits of allowing students to do multiple attempts? What do you think this multiple attempts option helps students with? We all learn by making mistakes. It's natural, perfect, Anna. We learn through the mistake, actually. Refine their learning, reinforce learning, does not penalize them for learning, trial and error, metacognition skills, definitely. Learning is progress. Some learn slower too. Mastery, less worried about making mistakes, less pressure to be perfect, definitely. Helping students to learn the best, to improve mastery, a second opportunity to learn. Demonstrate more creativity. Students are able to see where they miss the information and make correction, of course.
That's great, Sharon.
Multiple attempts has been so important for my students. Oh my God, to get to attempt again so that they can not only find the answer, but also they discover how they need to slow down and think more carefully before answering. Definitely. Multiple attempts help you in so many different ways. So, Jesus, can you help me with the answer, please? Exactly. It allows students to retry and improve their responses, promoting a growth mindset and reducing anxiety. So,
Yes.
this
Someone
option,
said,
oh, sorry, you go, you go.
no, sorry, I was gonna say that someone mentioned that in the chat that this reduce anxiety, and that is also a really important factor. If they are not anxious about answering because they may be in trouble if they don't, I don't know, if they don't answer the question right. So if they reduce anxiety, they are gonna be learning more efficiently.
Yeah, and this is a way to show for students to show what they know, because like you said, for we all know that sometimes we have like stressed moments or something happened with my family or whatever, and when you do your video lesson or whatever, you are not like fully focused, and this is a way for them to have a second opportunity to reduce their anxiety. And let's always remember that it's all about the progress, and this is not perfect, like about perfection, like to have a 10, maybe it's an 8, but it's their 8, so yeah, multiple attempts, perfect way to give them a second opportunity.
We also have the play by the speed adjustments. So this is going to be connected to the principle number 3, engagement, and is optimize individual choice and autonomy. If we are giving them, well, I was going to answer already. We promise that this, I think, is one of the last questions that we have for you. I think it's also very interesting because we are learning from each other's answers, so that is really cool. So what are the benefits of allowing a student to choose their own pace, in this case, the speed of the play by the speed? Opportunity to learn at their own pace, that I think that's great. Yes, we can have multiple questions, so they can reattempt them. They can reread it or rewatch it. They don't compare with others. Okay, awesome. So this, what it does is support self-paced learning, and it enables students to slow down or speed up videos to match their comprehension level. It doesn't have to be. We're giving here also opportunities for all different levels that we have in the class. If someone needs to watch a video a little bit slower, they can do it, and they can, in Edpuzzle, they can always rewatch a session of the video. They cannot skip the video, but they have always the opportunity to rewatch a section. But also, let's say that we are assigning a video just for reviewing, like it's something that we have already introduced before in our didactic units. And if it is something just for reviewing, we can give them the freedom to watch the video a little bit faster. If they want to watch it like 1.5 speed, that's okay. We are giving them the choice. And when we are giving them many choices, they also feel important in the process of learning.
Yes, here chat says once students just use the quickest speed so that they can rush through and finish. I mean, they could do that, but this is your call to say if you wanna, how do I say it? Like activate the option for them to speed the video. If not, they have to see it like the normal speed or even like
Or
slower.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. It's gonna depend on the purpose. If you are gonna assign them a video that is something new, like presenting content, I'm not gonna allow my students to watch it faster. But it is a video or a content that we have already seen in the class, and it's just to review or to just they have that material there to prepare for a test. Then yes, I'm gonna give them the option to watch the video a little bit faster if they want to.
Yeah, also, Michael, this is a funny one. He says, honestly, sometimes the video presenter needs a speed adjustment. I know, I definitely know. That's why you, as a teacher, are going to take the decision if this is like a way to just speed a little bit the video. Okay, so the next one is interactive questions. As you know, we can add questions on our videos, quizzes, and presentations. And this is part of the principle 3, which is engagement, specifically the guideline 8.3, which is foster collaboration and community. These interactive questions engage students with active participation, encourage peer discussion, and enhance comprehension through interactive elements. Here, in this specifically example, we can do it with live mode, for example, because with live mode they can collaborate, they can do collaborative work, sorry, before answering. So if you're doing a live mode, you can put them in peers or in different groups, and they can talk to each other before answering the questions. And also the student project, the engagement and collaboration between peers again. So this is building community between them, and the active participation. We were giving a presentation yesterday, and we were saying you need to make your student an active participant during the learning process. They need to feel involved so that you can have, or that you can assure significant learning in your students. So interactive questions.
All right, so it's time to let's check it out. So we are gonna go to Edpuzzle and we are gonna show you how you can set up all of those settings. So we are gonna make those, in this case, we are gonna try with the videos. So can we make those videos more accessible? Let me put it in English. Is any topic that you would like me to choose, Majo? Maybe Mexico for kids or something like that?
Oh, yes. Yes. Mexico for kids.
Okay.
Maybe get to know a little bit more about my beautiful country.
All right, so any preferences? Do you think this one is good?
Yes.
We
Top facts
see,
about Mexico.
just
Yes.
as a reminder, if you see those videos, there are some of them that have like a water drop. That means that they have already questions integrated. So let's try this one. It doesn't have any question, but no problem because we are gonna model that. Let's say that we like this video and we wanna start editing it. We can actually click on copy or editing, because if we click on edit, it's automatically duplicating in our library. So let's go ahead and start with the questions. As you know, we can add multiple choice questions, open-ended questions, and notes. And we're gonna start with the multiple choice question. Maybe one, it could be to check their knowledge about Mexico, and it could be something like, where is Mexico? And then we could write here like something like Europe, South. It's actually Central America, right?
Yes. Well, no, it's actually North America.
Oh, yeah?
Canada, US, Mexico is North America. Yeah. Central America is more like Guatemala,
Mm-hmm.
El Salvador,
Okay.
Honduras. Mhm.
Asia and Africa. And we set some of the settings to make this, to start connecting to the UDL guidelines that we saw before. We can we can not only show the answer, the question with letters, but we can actually record ourselves. So we can just click here, record audio. And I said, where is Mexico? And the students are going to be able to listen to our voice, and they can, let's say, also for the little ones, if they cannot read yet, they are going to be able to hear us. We would be able to do the same with with each answer. So here we can record Europe, North America, Asia, Africa. Majo, what is another way that we can make this question more accessible?
So you also have the option of adding images. So if you maybe are a first grade teacher, we know that the reading process is a little bit slow. So you can add images so that they can identify maybe the options. So for example, if you are saying like, which is Mexico's flag. And you can obviously put the text in the question, record yourself, and in the options of response, you can add different images of different flags, and they can identify it visually. So that's another way to do it more accessible for our students.
Totally. Just if we are thinking about geography too, we could add a map of Europe, a map of North America, a map of Asia, a map of Africa, and they will have to choose the right answer.
Yeah.
And again, maybe they don't know how to read, or they cannot read because any visual impairments. They can listen to it, or if they cannot listen to it, we can support it with visual support. Sorry, we can
Yes.
add visual support. All right, let's save this question. And let's see, also have a look at an open-ended question that we can add at the end. Maybe we can ask, would you like to visit Mexico? Why or why not?
And yeah, I was going to say that. Just ask why. And I would say because of the food and the amazing people.
Okay, and here is what we were saying. In open-ended question, we are gonna give them the opportunity not to answer only by typing the answer, but also they are gonna be able to record themselves. Okay. I'm pretty sure that you're also familiar with notes. We could use notes to provide more visual support. We could add images in the notes. We could add links with extra information. We could use a note in many different ways in this video to make also the content more accessible. But I would like to show you when we finish editing the video and we are ready to assign it to a class. There are other settings that we have just mentioned. All right, so let's click on assign it. Legacy classes, that are my old classes. Okay. And here are where we...
Sorry, Jesus. Sharon is asking, will we have the option to turn on the voice option for each question? I'm not sure if you mean the question itself.
I think she means for every open-ended question, we can decide if they can answer it with an audio note or not. If we prefer not to, we will leave that button off.
Yeah, I understood the question now. Yeah, so you can select if they can answer with audio, not in all questions, but you can choose which questions. I think.
Let me go back because Amneris is asking when do we use notes. I'm pretty sure that we have a lot of teachers here who are familiar with Edpuzzle, and also we have some of our ambassadors. I would like you please to provide your expertise. When and for what can we use notes in a video? For instance, I know there are many teachers who add a note at the beginning of the video to already tell the students what they are going to be learning about. So the goal of the video. So today, I know that many teachers, especially in the United States, have the objectives for the day on the blackboard or on the whiteboard. But here we could say today, we are going to learn 9 facts about Mexico. And then we could add a picture, we could also record it. But something really interesting that I like is that we can add links. With these links, we can provide other materials, like we can take them to a PDF, to the virtual book, to any other type of visual material we can imagine. Like for instance, Danessa used it at the beginning for expectation. What are we expecting from our student for this video? Very good. Very good. I'm not sure how to pronounce your name, Jehu, but also to add diagrams, to add, you want to add representation, pictures, all of that. It would be a really good use for notes. Remind students of important information. So like maybe just right after something very important and said, attention please, this is one of the most important or the key points of
Parts
this
of the
video. Break up the content, write a summary at the end. Awesome. All right, so let's keep going. We said, okay, our video is finished now. We have a note and open-ended questions. We're gonna assign it. And then here we have some of the settings that we were talking about. First of all, something that is very peculiar from Edpuzzle is not allowing a student to skip the video. We said before, you can always rewatch a section. If you don't understand something, you can always rewatch it or go back, but we are not going to allow the student to skip any section of the video. Majo was talking about this. This is going to be also depending, we discussed the advantages of allowing them many attempts, right? They can make mistakes, they can learn with no anxiety, but I think it's also going to depend the context. How do you want to use the video? Maybe you want to use as an assessment tool. Maybe at the end of the didactic unit, you can let your students know, okay, this is going to be like a test. Okay, so you are gonna only be able to watch the video once this time. I'm going to assess your performance, but normally I would give them like more than one attempt. I don't know, Marco, you wanna mention this too?
Yes. So the part of the speed up videos that we were saying, we're not gonna allow them to skip the video because, like Jesus says, we know our students, and we know that for them to be quick and to finish very quick, they will skip the video. But the speed up videos, like we said, they can make the video go a little bit faster, like because we know that some videos are not like very easygoing. So we have that option, and you can activate it or not, or not, depending on your call. Like you can decide if you want your students to have the option to watch it faster or no, like the normal pace. And the closed captions is like if this is something that you would need during your class or during that specific lesson, you can turn on the closed caption or you can leave it off.
Okay, awesome. So yeah, we will be able to assign the video with all the settings that we prefer, but we are showing all the samples that are related to those UDL guidelines. Ready to go back to the presentation, Majo?
Yes, yes, yes.
Okay. Okay,
Samar,
but
we can. I'm sorry. He's
okay.
asking, can we specify up to how much speed we can allow them to speed up the video? No, unfortunately, if you turn on that option, they will have the option to go up to 2.0 speed, right? I think it was
Yeah,
the fastest.
yeah, I think that's the maximum. Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry.
Also, there is a really long test. You are.
Oof.
These are notes. For notes. Okay, thank you so much, Missy. Yeah, Missy is
Oh,
explaining how she uses the notes.
I'm actually gonna take a screenshot of that. Thank you, Missy.
All right. So we were talking about the UDL principles and guidelines, but we wanted to add, because last year, I believe it was, there was an update. So, and there was like new, let me show you very fast. Let me share also the link in the chat in case you want to have a look at it. So again, there was an update, a new, themes and guidelines came up. And we are going to talk a little bit about these themes that emphasize the three principles. That the principles, as you know, are the same: engagement, representation, action, and expression, but there are new themes that are emphasized in each principle. So what we are going to do is we found out that the Puzzle Student Projects is a really great tool to support many of these new themes that are emphasized in the 3 UDL principles. So first of all, we are going to explain what the Puzzle Student Project is. I know that yesterday they mentioned it in some of the sessions, but we are going to talk about it a little bit, and then we'll show you the connection with those guidelines from the 3.0 update. Majo?
Perfect. Yeah. So the student project, if you don't know this feature, you need to get to know it and you need to test it because it's my personal favorite and it's amazing because the Edpuzzle student project is a feature that allows students to create their own video lessons. So they are not only watching and answering, but they are also creating their content. And they do it like a teacher would do. They record the video, upload the video, and add the interactivity questions. Then this feature, it is so amazing because it gives students a voice, a choice, and ownership in their learning. And it aligns beautifully with the UDL principles, like expression and engagement. So student project is they become the teacher. So they create their content. And if they create the content, there needs to be learning before they create that content. So this is an amazing feature to use for next year. Is it similar to what once was Flipgrid? It's similar. You assign a student project, you give the guidelines, you give the instructions, what you are expecting from that video. They see the instruction, they record themselves, they upload the video. They have two options. They can search a video on YouTube and use a video from YouTube and add the interactive questions, or my personal favorite, they need to upload their own video. So they can record themselves in a tablet or in their computer, and then they upload the video, add the questions, and they send it to you as a teacher. But something important to say about student projects, Jesus, and I know I sound like a broken record, is that the videos that students record are only available for the teacher that assigned that student project. You are not able to share it, and nobody else would see them because of privacy. All of the privacy things. So, but yeah, it is the same as if you would be doing your own video lesson.
What we're gonna show now is like the connection of these things that we were showing you in engagement, representation, action, expression, and we are gonna show you how can we work on them with that Puzzle Student project. So, Majo, please, representation.
Oh, yes. Sorry, I was looking at the chat.
It's okay.
Okay, the representation with student projects. It's supported by UDL because it lets students, like we said, bring their own stories, cultures, and voices, and they can express understanding through visual voices or even storytelling, like Claudia and Cecilia just showed us, creating space for diverse perspectives to share their knowledge.
Okay, action and expression. That Puzzle Student Project support action and expression by encouraging diverse communication styles, including verbal, visual, and digital formats that the student could include in their Edpuzzle Student project. Uplifting overlooked voices and formats, such again storytelling or native languages. Promoting inclusion and accessibility by offering alternatives to traditional test-based assignment. So this is completely an alternative to those test-based assignments.
And the engagement is it's supported. Edpuzzle Student Project is supported by empowering students to explore topics that reflect their interests and identities, which is really important for them to express. Making learning joyful and playful through creative video creation. We all know our students are more creative even than we are. So let them be. Just give them the instruction and let them create their own content and be creative. And fostering a sense of belonging and connection when students share and interact with each other's work. So you cannot share your students' videos to other teachers or to other classes, but you can actually share it with that specific class. Okay, so other students can watch what other classmates have made.
Okay, so let's check out the Edpuzzle student projects. If we go, this is in Spanish. No, here, this in English again. If we click here on Add New, one of the tabs is going to be Student Projects. And here we have to choose first the subject or the main topic. What is the goal of that project? And then we need to be very specific with the instructions that what do we want the students to do? Do we want them to work cooperatively? How they need to record their video? Also something that I like doing it, I normally attach a link for a rubric. So the students know at any moment what are they expected from them for these projects. Let me show you an example that I have here that I did. Like for instance, the topic is science, and the goal is to create a campaign to promote healthy eating habits and reduce high sugar food consumption. And here are the instructions for our students. As Majo was saying, here we have three options. This is gonna also depend on how much time you have to develop or to work on these projects. If it is something more related to researching, we can just click on find a YouTube video. They are researching on YouTube for a good video about, I don't know, recycling, for example. So we could give them the option that they need to find a YouTube link, and they could answer this project by adding that video. But the other two that are more interesting from our perspective is upload a video. That means that they had to record it first, or if we're gonna go do it more direct, they can just record themselves. They are gonna give the option that when they click on start, if they have a device, a Chromebook or a tablet, they would be able to start recording themselves. What is the cool thing about this? That when they upload the video or when they finish recording the video, they are going to have the same options as teachers do. What do you mean, Jesus? That they can add interactive questions. So the students, I think I added it here. In the instruction, I said, okay, you have to add at least one multiple choice question, an open-ended question, and a note. So the students are thinking about their own learning. They have to decide when they have to add the questions to check their classmates' understanding. I don't know if I'm explaining myself right, but I hope you are getting it. If you have any question, but the students become teachers because they have to record themselves, explain something, and on top of that, they are gonna add the questions for their classmates. That's what I was gonna answer now, Lorelei. Once that the teacher receives the video from the students, from the student projects, you can add that video to the library, and then you can add that video, you can assign that video to the rest of the class. I repeat that part. Once that the student submit their videos, the teachers can add that video to your library or to their library. And once that is in their library, as Majo said, these videos are always private. Other teachers from other schools cannot find these videos. Then we can assign that video that the student has made to other students. So imagine the potential of how motivating this is for the students, that they know that their videos are going to be watched by their classmates.
Jesus, they are asking where they can find this feature in the Edpuzzle platform.
Yeah, I will show you again. It's very easy, very fast, just by clicking here on Add New, and then a student project. Okay, so we will select the subject, the goal of the project, the instruction. We have to be, again, very specific. We want to write here everything that we are expecting from our students to do, and then we decide how they are going to answer to this project. So this, especially you work with a project-based learning, I think this is a really great tool to work on a project at the end of that didactic unit.
Jesus, can you very quickly show us how to add, or I don't know if you have the option, a video ready, like, or a
Let me
video,
see if I have.
a
Let me
student's
see if I
video
have.
to my library. Yeah.
Trainers. A student project. Okay, this is a student project that I signed. I see here that is a new project. So someone answer a project here with a video. Okay, actually it's you, Majo. So this is the video that Majo uploaded to answer that project. Okay, let me check it here. I can grade it and I can add comment. Okay, let's give how much do you think Majo deserve? 80?
No, a 10.
And where is it, Majo? Can you remind me?
So you go back
Yes.
there.
Right here.
There you
There
have.
it is. Sorry.
There it
I
is
see
on the
the
free.
project that Majo has submitted, and then I can give her make her retry, save in my comment. Sorry, save in my content here where it is, or I can give them a comment and sign it. If I click save in my content, it will take a few seconds, and eventually it's gonna show up on my library, and I can already assign Majo's video to the rest of the class. And I think we are almost done with our presentation. We are doing really good with time, Majo. Good job.
I know. I know. Sorry, I was answering on the chat. Okay, so two questions. No, well, one question and one comment. Did you realize how many Edpuzzle features and settings align with UDL guidelines to support all learners? So now that we showed you how UDL and Edpuzzle work together, you can use all of the features and all of the options that we have with your students for them to learn in so many different ways. And you don't have to do like a different material for each kind of not kind, but each type of learner. You just create one, use all the features. I know that creating the content takes time, but I mean, you take time creating that content and you can use it like forever. And I saw a comment that that this teacher is going to make their students create the read alouds, so they can use that. She can use those read alouds for future things, right? I saw a comment like way earlier that they were using another tool, a tech tool, to record their videos and their tutorials. Just a friendly reminder that we have the Edpuzzle Chrome extension, and you will have, as a teacher, this is only for teachers, okay? For now, you can record your tutorials with the Chrome extension, okay? You can record your screen, you can record yourself, you can record your screen and yourself, and a whiteboard. I will share it at the end, just for not confusing anyone, but we have that option. And now we want you to share on the chat an example of a student project you can create in your classroom. So what are you willing to create with student projects for next year? Let us know.
Yeah, think about the subject you teach, your context, your grade, and which one would be like a really cool student project that they could do. I see recycling clothes for Second Life. That's a good one. I think Anna's already shared one too. Let me see. Let me go back. Renewable energy. Majo, do you mind copying the link to share the presentation?
Yes, of course. I actually have it ready somewhere. Give me just 1 second and I will share it
STEM
with you.
fair and STEM fair, that would be really cool. Math problems,
Ooh,
that's a really good one. Like the students have to come up with their own math problems. All About Me project at the beginning of the school year.
I will put the link.
Science experiment. Sorry, Majo.
Oh, no, wait. No. Wait, I didn't. Did it? Wait. Is that clickable? I don't think so, right?
No. Maybe
Okay,
I
give me
think,
one
yeah, no
second.
problem.
I don't, technical difficulties. Okay, I
Reteaching
will.
concepts, teaching vocabulary, those are really good examples.